Hi, I'm Rahul. This is an unsolicited testimonial for Face the Dragon and actually also for Meet Your Dragon, the second course. So I joined Face the Dragon because I received a recommendation from Lion Goodman, the person who I trained with to become a coach myself. And it was probably one of the best, best ever decisions I've made in a long, long time. The very first reason is I didn't know it then, but I used to avoid coaching a whole lot. Like I'd read a lot of books and I would watch a lot of videos and just try to do everything by myself, right? um, but it was during this course that I experienced the power of coaching and the power of learning from someone who's been there and done that, someone who's speaking from certainty, someone who's speaking from experience, because hey, they've done it and this is how it works. And it is particularly relevant and important for something which is, as which is not so concrete and solid, like in a world. I'm missing the word, whatever it was. Okay, yeah. um, Next, I just want to share why this was such a powerful experience for me. The first thing which comes to mind for me are the meeting your dragon, right? So the dragon is an archetype of instinct, and up until now, I'd always used my mind, my knowledge, to try and just figure out solutions for problems. Like it was great. It got me a lot of stuff, a lot of success, a lot of money, but there is value in working energetically and honing in your instinct, your reflexive heritage, if I may say, right? Letting it come to the surface and not being in control for a while. That was a very, very big learning for me. And I've done the practices, the Meet the Dragon practices after the course for like a couple of years now. I keep going back every time I need it, and it's a different experience every time around. It's very powerful, and I highly recommend it. The second big one was parts work, right? So it is one of the primary modalities that I use now as I work with clients. And it was brilliant. Like they introduced us uh, to protectors, risk managers first, and I had so much work there, but it just went a lot deeper, especially in the coaching calls. I used to work with parts of me who would be not nice, for example, right? I'm the quintessential nice guy, so it was a big deal to work with parts of me that were unsavory and that were in the shadow, but that had great intentions and that actually empowered me in a way that no word can. It was as if energy was being unlocked within me, and that helped me become more powerful, more confident, and even more humble, right? So it had a lot of value that I just don't know if I could have ever gotten otherwise. Number three was the coaching calls themselves, the presence of Karin and David. Both of them, like for me, they became my transitional uh, father figure and mother figure, and they were like I kind of feel a bit awkward saying it, but it just wouldn't have been possible to even go further in the journey without them. And what I loved the most and what I realized like a long time later was how much value, support, and encouragement brings to the table. So I am the kind of guy who's used to keeping a chin up, doing everything by yourself, and never believing that things could turn out to be good. So very fairly pessimistic, and not someone who knew he was pessimistic. I felt like I was just being a realist, right? So that's where I was at, and working with them and constantly receiving support and encouragement from them changed things a lot for me. I think it's extremely valuable to have someone who believes in you when you can't believe in yourself, who can see your potential when you can't see your potential. I think that's understated, that's undervalued, and that's something that everybody needs. We've all of us have voices in our head who can point out our flaws, who can give us feedback, who can tell us how we could have done it better. But it's very rare, and I've worked with a lot of clients, and it's very rare that I've seen that they have voices inside their head that support them, encourage them, mentor them, right? And what happened for me while working with them was that these kind of voices started showing up for me. These kind of voices got interjected into me, and I started to feel a whole lot better about myself, and a whole lot less stupid and dumb and like a failure and loser just because I made a slight mistake, or I just did something wrong, right? Yeah. So that's that. That's what I think you'll gain. I think you'll gain a lot more. I've shared only a very tiny portion, like the drama triangle, rewriting your stories, that kind of stuff. All of these exercises were brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. If I were to talk about all of them, it would take hours. If you're someone who's on the fence, deciding whether you want to work with them or deciding whether you want to join the program, uh, I would say decide. Decision is important, and I would recommend you to take a strong, bold decision, and tell you that once you start working with your dragon, you get used to taking these decisions. Okay. And it didn't happen immediately for me. It took me a lot of work. It's still going on, and it's been a couple of years since then. But the more I work, the more the stuff that they've shared with me then comes back to me now and helps me make decisions. Like I made a decision to share this testimonial almost like 2 years after a training together. Okay. So if you're on the fence, I would say go for it, go boldly, go forward, and go towards your dreams instead of wondering whether they'll ever come true. And I think this is one of the best programs to help make that happen, make your dreams a reality. All right. Cheers.